go. You guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Few more seconds.
You know what? F it. Let's bypass the countdown, shall we? Well, hey everybody. I'm glad to be here. I've not streamed in a couple weeks. I've been sick actually. I had COVID. Could not hardly talk. It was just I was down in a fever for a good bit. Couldn't really get up and do anything. And once that passed, then I could speak. I could get up and everything. I just I couldn't really talk, so I wouldn't have been able to stream very long and keep a conversation with you guys. So that's where I've been for the last 2 weeks. But as you can see, or as you can hear, I've got my voice back now, so I can talk. And we're gonna get back to painting. So, excuse me, a little bit of cough still. Um, what I did a little bit of while was able to be up for a while, I did a little bit of painting. I've been working on Spider-Man. I've got two different Spider-Mans here, and started on one of them, got a good bit done, and then I've got the other one that I'm just getting going on. So we'll go to the paint overhead cam so you can see what I got going on here. Well, look at that camera adjustment. But as you can see, so I bought these. I bought these like for someone else that had already put them together and primed them, and I guess just decided they didn't want to get into this, so they sold them as is, and I bought them. But as you can see, um, from this guy, they primed these in black. And when I'm trying to use a contrast paint to paint over these things, um, black is not a good choice of primer to use on these. And I'll show you, I pretty much got this one just about painted like I wanted it. But he's very dark. I really wanted to do this like bright comic booky Spider-Man colors, the bright reds and the bright blues. But he came out. This first one I just went ahead and just rolled with it. He came out pretty dark, very dark. Not too thrilled with it, to be honest. But thing is, I have two of them, and I thought, you know what? I'll just keep it like this. I'll keep him dark. I'll have one version that's more of a Tobey Maguire-ish, darker colored Spider-Man. If you look at just some of the scenes where he just holds the suit up that are not like super computer animated, they are a little bit darker in the movies. So this is my, I guess, Tobey Maguire take on Spider-Man. I'm not going to paint the black lines, the lines on for the web on the body. I'm not going to paint that on this because he's so dark already anyway. I just think it would really overpower him with darkness. So I mean, I'm pretty much just gonna leave him like this. I mean, I've got to do the shading and some dry brushing along on the base, but yeah, I think I'm probably pretty much just gonna leave him like this in the darker paint scheme. But I want to see how the other one comes out before I, say for sure that I'll leave him that way. It could be that I really like how this one turns out, so we will see. But what I've done after seeing how dark that one came out is I came in with sort of an off-white and just painted the whole miniature basically, and then I can go back over with my bright red and bright blue contrast paint and finish him off. Finish him off. Get started really at that point. I think it's going to come out a lot brighter, a lot better looking, and I think it'll be cool just to have. I've got two of them. We'll have one in just sort of a different color scheme, and yeah. So that's where we're at with this guy. So I guess go ahead and get started with him. I think first things first is I need to get the eyes right. Well, get my eyes right, and then get his eyes right. Um, Kind of that little black with the or white eyes, black. Hey, the dog just came home. What's up? And the cat. Oh man, he's got a full house just came in. I see here. You have some dirty glasses. Trying to fix that up a little bit. All right. First things first is I need to get his eyes back looking good. Look at what I need to do here. We need to get some white paint and just fix the eyeballs. White can be a little finicky on stuff like this. Don't need much. A fraction of a drop. And get my brush. The smallest brush I've got because this is super small detail. And let's get some light. Shed a little light on the subject. This is gonna be really hard for you guys to see because my white light is gonna very much reflect off of his eyeballs here. So you're probably not gonna see this very well at all. But just know that I am painting his eyeballs. Eye of the spider, it's the heat of the fight. Yep. See, I just gonna touch it up. I'd already done this. That light's gonna blind you. You can't see that at all. There you go. I'm just getting the eyeball painted up here. That one's good. The one eyeball over here is already pretty good. I just need to touch it up. Then I'm gonna get black paint and sort of, do that edge around the. I'd already done this because I was painting both I was going to paint both Spider-Mans at the same time. So first thing you want to do is do the eyes. So I did the eyes on both of them. And then went ahead and started, with painting the body on the other Spider-Man. Saw how dark it was going to come out, and so I kind of just switched gears on what I was doing at that point. Like, well, we'll just roll with it. We'll keep using the paint on that one version and just finish it and see how it looks before I go gung ho and put the paint on the other version. Glad I went with that route. So let's see here. Done with that. Next, we're just going to get a little bit of Vallejo black. Light really wants to reflect, doesn't it? Just regular old Vallejo black. And we're going to trace out the eyeballs. That little black shade around the eyes. I mean, I know this one is going to look 1,000 times better than the other one, but it's just, do I really want to like go completely redo that other one? Not really. I'd rather have them. I'd rather have two different looking Spider-Mans. Like, have it have them look a little bit unique than have them look identical and then go do double the work to repaint it again. I mean, it would basically be just paint the whole thing white and start over. And I'm okay with what we got. Oh, camera. Super small detail work here, but it is not the smallest detail work of Spider-Man. The smallest detail work is going to be the stripes. The, the web, the black web that, you know, is stripes throughout his outfit. I have a really fine tipped magic marker. It's like what they call them, Gundam markers. They use them, I guess, market them to work on Gundam models. But I think it'll work perfect for um, doing the stripes in um, Spider-Man's outfit. What do you think so, Spidey? Yes. Sure. Thanks. Thanks for the vote of confidence, buddy. I mean, it's a lot. It'll be a lot. It'd be a lot simpler, I think, than trying to hand brush it for sure. But I'm only gonna do that on the Spidey because the other one I've got is already really dark, and I just don't think it is really necessary to paint the black marks on him. So we're gonna leave it at that. As far as these characters, like in the game Marvel Crisis Protocol, um, like a lot of the lists and things. Oh, this guy black paint on his body. I want to fix that. A lot of the lists and things that I see for this game when they're talking about Spider-Man, like this is the newer, um, the model that I'm painting right now is the newer version. Um, and so he's actually a lot of the lists I see and everything. He's actually a little bit better than um, the older version. So this is probably going to be the Spider-Man that will get used more on the tabletop, like actually playing in the game. So another reason I'm not super worried about, um, going and painting, uh, going in and painting, repainting the other one. Um, that went on pretty simple. The eyes look good. I'm going to use, so I use Corax White is what I have used for doing the when I repainted him white here. I kind of got a little bit of black on his face when I was doing just now. Easily fixable. Yeah, I bought Corax White is also the same color that they use as a they make it in a primer version as well. So I bought it to use, if there's anything that I ever paint and miss some spots or something with the primer when I spray on the primer. I have it as a base coat as well, so that if I just need to touch up a little spot to make the primer even, I'll sometimes use that. Hello, cat. Sometimes use that as a means to cover it, but so this is Corax White base coat that I've done him with, and I went ahead as I was getting an ornament. It's perfect. It's a perfect shade for doing his web as well. So I went ahead and painted Corax White web. You can see it's not quite as bright of a white as you can see it's not quite. See, there's his eyes are a lot brighter. So it's the perfect. I thought it was the perfect shade. It ended up being really for his web. So that's just gonna stay that color, and I'll touch up some of these little strands with a different color, probably some sort of grayish, light gray or something like that. But yeah, we're so far so good. And I think it's time to do the fun part. It's time to start making this guy look like Spider-Man. Yeah, sort of clean up a little bit here. Alright. So, in using these contrast paints, and you can see I've kind of like half-ass painted the base. It was like I was working on, I was really doing the base of the other Spider-Man, and there's just some of these paints, you're using the same colors over here, and so I had like extra paint in my paint bucket that I squeezed out. It had some extra paint, and so I just used that on Spider-Man here. So he's actually really easy to differentiate. Like the model's done really well as far as the lines on it for you to be able to see where he's supposed to be red and where he's supposed to be blue. So let's go ahead and I think we'll do the blue first, since I just painted some of the white on the helmet. It's not wearing a helmet. He's Spider-Man. So on the head, I think we'll go ahead and do blue first while the head dries a little bit. So I'm excited. Spider-Man, one of my favorites. I'm excited to be painting this model. Spider-Man. I think really the first, I've been looking at my lists. Spider Force, I think, is a list. I actually don't have. It would be Ghost Spider and Miles Morales Spider-Man. We need to run that list. I don't have that, and I'm not gonna buy him. I've got plenty of other stuff to do. But I'm probably gonna run Spider-Man in a Defenders list because I do have all of those characters, and most of them already completely painted. So he's pretty much going to be plug and play into that list and not have to buy anything. So that's where Spider-Man will go. Hey, what's up, GGF? Thanks for joining. I'll show you what we're working on. Spider-Man was here. The whole thing, as you can see right here, was done on a black primer. So I painted my colors over the black, and it came out really, really dark. But I'm gonna roll with it. We're gonna keep one as like a darker movie version here, and then this one I've come in with just a white base coat and coated the whole model in white to lighten them up, so that now we can paint the contrast paints over and they won't be so dark. So that's where we're at right now. You came here just in time. We just finished the eyeballs, and we are, there you go, just finished the eyeballs. As you can see, they are kind of a brighter white, and got the spider painted here. So here we go. Let me know what you think of the camera. I turned it to where the camera is actually going to autofocus on the model tonight. So let me know if you can see things a little bit more clear. From what I'm looking at, it seems to be an improvement to me. So here we go. First strokes on the blue. Let's see how it looks. Oh my gosh, I can immediately tell just the brightness of this compared to what I've done with the other one. Just how much brighter this paint looks. It looks awesome. It's really looks is gonna look more like the comic book Spider-Man that I'm going for. So primers, especially with contrast paints, make a huge difference what you the color primer that you paint with. When you're not using contrast paints, you do tend to, overcoat them thicker to where you don't see them quite as much. But with when painting contrast paints, the primer that you use under it is very important, and white is going to work really well right here. This is not a white primer. I had to, completely base coat over the primer. With these contrast paint, just messed up on that pretty badly. Shoot. I was just explaining how to use them, and then I did exactly the opposite. Coat the contrast paint on. I'll show you when I'm done with just the blue. I'll hold it up next to the other one, and you can see what I mean. Just these are the same exact this is the same exact blue that I'm using, but one is over black and one is over blue, and it makes a huge difference. Or sorry, over white, and it makes a huge difference. Switch to a smaller brush here in a second. We're getting very close to the parts that need to stay red. This looks like Spider-Man. Yeah, and I'm glad. I mean, I've got Captain America. I'll be painting him soon too, and he's kind of the same deal, where he was, the person I got him from had painted him already with a black primer, and I'm going to be using these same colors to do him, and so I'm glad to be doing a few of the. Oh, we'll add some blue paint onto the boot. All right, I just need to switch to a smaller brush for doing this part. But yeah, I'm glad I'm figuring this out, because I'm going to be doing the same thing with Captain America very, very soon. But I mean, you could see just in the little bit of same paint color over a white versus a black primer. Look how much darker the black primer is versus white. It's just completely different. So, yeah, it's looking good. Spider-Man. You know, I think it's Disney Plus. One of the streaming services has the old Spider-Man cartoon up there. I saw it the other day. Well, not the other day. This has been months ago, but I think I might need to revisit that. It's been a long time since I've seen the old Spider-Man cartoons, right? Still remember the theme song. Spider-Man, your Spider-Man, radioactive Spider-Man, Spider-Man, something like that. You know, a little guitar riff solo. We can't listen to music on the stream anymore. They crack down on that, so I just have to make guitar noises with my mouth, and hopefully that doesn't, trigger the censorship gods from wherever into to doing it. If they crack down on my guitar mouth, I don't know. Maybe I've got a career ahead of me if my if my guitar mouth sounds are that good. Right. Got to do one more leg here. Doing his gluteus maximus, spider booty. Okay. Going to switch to a different brush here. Probably my smaller brush. We're getting into some smaller details, and I probably will do this whole part up under his arm and everything, so I don't get the arms. Right, we're gonna make our own music. Like, that's what I need to do. I just need to make a mixtape of me doing mouth sounds. Like 2 hours of me just I don't know, making some kind of mouth sounds, and then you guys will just be listening here in the stream, and we'll just play it, and people just hear. I'll just be sitting here like normal, like nothing's up. This is just normal music. You hear the whatever in the background, and I'm just sitting here stone faced like nothing's going on. I don't know. All right, just start listening to music again, saying whatever. But anyway, we are gonna get these parts that are close. Switch to a smaller brush now. That twice because it's kind of a match. Yeah. I bled a little blue onto that boot. I'm gonna have to fix that. So, Spidey, how wide is your belt here? I believe you're gonna go to there. Okay, I see. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Like, he's got some really, like, it's kind of his chest in the center is red, like just straight down the center, and then up like his lats and all that is blue, and it's got the model itself has got some really good lines to help you follow. where to paint. So we're just gonna go up this, follow the line basically. I can't wait to get the red on here. It's gonna look so good. I'm gonna end up really liking this, and then like wanting to go redo that other one. I'm afraid, because it does look pretty good. I'll tell you that right now. Compared to the other one that I have done already. Oh, I guess you can't see much except for the. I'm trying to paint up under his arm right now. I'm sorry, the base kind of is blinding you. But yeah, we're just getting that edge right there. Get around his waist right there. I see some spots that I couldn't get to. Spider-Man. Spider pants. I got spider pants on. Don't get your spider pantsies in a wad, okay? I really like contrast paints. Like this looks really good. I mean, just showing the white up under here. This is a good amount of detail. So that's going to be red right there, and probably I'll use my black. Come in with my black pen and do the edging around that. Spider-Man. Spider-Man! It's amazing how much the primer under this stuff completely changes the color of the model. When you put the same, when you're using the same exact paint over top of it. What you got going on over there tonight, GGF? You doing any fun artsy projects? Any of your famous Dot Mandela? Hopefully we'll get some more company tonight. I don't know. It's like, you stream and then you disappear for a couple weeks. Like, people forget about you and move on. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll get some more visitors tonight, but we will see. You disappear for 2 weeks and everyone forgets all about me. Oh no. But that's just the way it goes. Nothing I could do about it. I had COVID, so I was kind of stuck. Couldn't really talk. I don't know. I just don't think it would have been that entertaining for folks to tune in and just sit here and watch, listen to me cough, you know? Okay, he's got this spider on his back that ends up being painted red, but I got to get blue in between all the little spider legs. And they're very tiny, so slide the brush in there. Let it get the dab it in some of the spaces. And you guys can't see it. You can't see this at all because of this little beam that's going to be like, you know, in his over top of his back. So it's kind of obscuring it where you cannot see it. Yeah, like I've never painted anything with a black primer before, and this guy had done like all of the models that came to me in black. And so looking like I'm going to want to redo a lot of the primers on the ones that are still to do. Um, Especially if I'm going to be doing contrast paints on any of those. It just black is not the best for doing a contrast paint. I mean, unless you're going for some kind of dark, you know, you want to have it be some kind of really dark looking character, but if you're going for really bright comic booky characters, you don't want to go black. You want to go back to something of much lighter colored. Enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun painting Spider-Man. Um, really like these bright comic-y colors. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot different than, you know, I've been painting Star Wars Legion for the past year, and a lot of like just blacks and whites. Okay. The Amazon device just chimed in, thought I was talking to it for some reason. Your cat seems to want something in here. I don't know if he wants to go OUT or if he needs food, but he's sitting right behind me. I think he wants to go OUT. Because he is sitting here meowing at the back, like looking out the back door and meowing. Spidey, let me finish your back piece here. And then we're gonna have to go rescue a cat for our own peace and quiet. As you can see, it's going. Oh, he just walked on as soon as I was about to get up. Of course he did. I see. Oh. Okay, Spidey. That's one. Oh, I gotta do. I'm about done with the blue. Um, might be good for me to go ahead and repaint white on spots that I've touched. I don't know. I love this contrast paint. Like it's awesome. You don't have to go back over it with a shade. It does its own um kind of does its own thing, makes its own like layers of color, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Now I'm painting where you can see again. To get this part under his arm. Down his chest. The cat is having some issues tonight. He is being very vocal. But then, of course, when you try to mess with him, he runs away. He just wants to be a prince tonight. The prince of drama. He will probably end up outside at some point before the night is over. Yeah, this is was this contrast Talazar blue is what I'm using, and I picked it up just for doing these comic booky colors, and I can tell already it is going to be a paint that I will use a lot in painting Marvel Crisis Protocol. It is a very bright, vibrant blue that is a really just perfect comic booky shade for a lot of the models that I'm going to end up painting. So I think this will not be the last time you see this paint used on a Marvel Crisis Protocol figure that I paint. Just telling you now, I'll get used to seeing it. Gonna be for sure. I'll be using this on Captain America. I'll tell you that right now. That's Beast is gonna get a lot of it. Quicksilver, just a few. Those characters have a lot of blue, so they'll have a lot of it, but it will come in touches on a lot of other characters as well. I'm certain. Okie dokie. Blue is done. Let's go ahead and show you a comparison of the exact same blue. One is over a white primer, the other over a red. I mean a black, and it's just night and day how they look. Excuse me. I need to just close the blue up before we spill it. Give you a peek. Talisar Blue. Citadel Contrast Talisar Blue is what I used here. I'm going to come back in with a little bit of my white. Borax White is what I use to paint Spidey White here. And going to come in here, and there's just a couple little spots where I got blue on, like this boot right in the freaking front and center. It's like right in your face. I want to come in and paint over this blue that I split here, because we are about to paint everything with a red contrast. And so we want to cover it with blue. I'd say that's good enough. Anywhere else that oh yeah, right there's a little spot right on the chest. Very meticulous of my detailing. I mean, especially if something's like, front and center on his chest, or this boot that's sticking up in the air, kind of like right in your face. Like, yeah, we want to cover that. Hit it with the red. Spots on the belt. It's interesting. I'm learning the color scheme I'm learning Spider-Man's markings very well from doing this, like where the blue parts are and where the red parts are. I didn't realize it till I got into this. There's a lot more blue on him than I thought. The red is blue's really the primary color. His chest is red, and the tops of his arms are red, but most of his back is blue. I don't know. I guess I think I thought more of his back was red than it is, but right, Spidey, we're learning all about you today. A lesson in Spider-Man coloration. I think what I might do before I do the red here, I know we all want to see the red, I do myself, but I want to let this, all these little touch-ups that I'm doing right now, I'm going to let this white dry a little bit. So I'm going to work on the base here a little bit more before I go hit it with red. I didn't even really finish, like, some of the silver, and I didn't even really finish all of that on this base, because it was pretty much, I was working on the smaller Spider-Man primarily, and as I had extra paint left over in my palette, I would just come and use it on this Spider-Man as well. So I didn't quite really finish all the areas. It was more just I had extra paint on the palette. Let's use it, and didn't get more paint out to try to finish spots. It was just using what I had to finish that up. Spots I need to touch up blue. We're gonna give it what time we at. We're at 55 minutes. Probably about an hour 25, hour 30. No, not hour. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, yeah, I was thinking 55. Yeah, it's right in an hour. Probably about an hour and a half. I'm going to come back and do the red. I'm just gonna kind of give a little bit of this white touch up that I've done. Oh, there's a nice little spot I missed. Kind of give this white touch up a little bit of a chance to dry before I come coat it in red. A lot of detailing in this base. Like I'm gonna be honest, it's probably gonna take me longer to do the work on this base than it is the actual figure. Examining the crotchal region, make sure I got all that covered. You don't want to leave an exposed crotch. You got to make sure you cover that. It's important. In mommy range. Spider crotch. Make sure you paint it, folks. Never leave home without your crotch markings. I'd say I've touched that up pretty good. I see one little spot on the chest that I need to get, or the abdomen that I need to get some white paint on to cover. Oh, so guys, I think as far as my schedule with streaming, I think I'm gonna switch to just trying to. I've been trying to do. First, I started trying to do 4 nights, and I'm trying to do 3. Um, but it seems Sunday night is kind of a waste. Like no one's really coming by that much on Sundays. Um, so I think I'm just gonna drop down to 2 days of streaming and try to do that on make my streaming days now be Tuesdays and Thursdays. We seem to have more people hanging out during the week than the weekends, and 3 times a week is just getting to be a little bit much. I want to get these models painted, sure, but I also got a lot of videos from vacations that I want to process and put into YouTube videos for my Greatness Outdoors YouTube channel, just to be able to get the videos done. And it's just not, I'm not getting time to work on anything else when I've been trying to do this stuff 3 days a week. So I think that's what we're gonna do, is drop down to 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And if I feel like painting on a weekend or something, might just pop in here and start painting. But I really want to get those vacation videos processed. I had a really good vacation with my family, and went on some really good trout fishing trips in Montana with my dad, and want to get those videos processed so that my family can see them. And so I think we're going to drop back to 2 days a week of painting, and that way I can get some time to process some videos. So What next? Okay, we want to finish up the silver. This thing got a lot of silver on it with this whole little banister, and I think I'm going to go ahead and paint the. It's the Daily Bugle sign is what this is. There's the DB Daily Bugle, and then of course there's a bugle right there. But I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna paint red over top of this, but it's already got a lot. It gets a lot. I went ahead and painted the back of them of the letters silver. I don't know if you can see in there or not. I painted the reverse side of these letters silver. There we go. Painted the reverse side of these letters silver because you can't really get red in there without getting it all over the whatever pole, whatever you want to call this thing. And so kind of have bled a little silver all over it anyway. So I think I'll just go ahead and paint it silver, and then we're going to paint red over top of it. And then the other part that's going to be fun is this will be a new one for me. This is like an explosion, so we're going to have like I'm going to paint like some red, or like I'm going to paint some like yellow and orange down towards the bottom of it, and then all this is just going to be really billowy smoke all throughout here. So this will be a new experience learning to paint an explosion. Something a little different. I'm gonna darker towards the base, like a little bit more darker with the orange and green, and then it's not green, orange and yellow for some flames down here near the bottom. And then this will be all be gray, and then I'm gonna come in with a lighter gray. So like I said, the base is probably going to take me longer than painting the actual figure. There's a lot more detail into these bases, and I really think it's cool. It really makes it feel like you're really doing a work of art here, and just making like a whole little scene. So I think it's pretty neat. It's a lot of fun to paint. Excuse me. So enough jibba jabba. We are going to now do the silver. Turn my painting light back on. Way too much silver, but whatever. Maybe not, because this is all got to be silver too. The grates and everything. So do our best not to spill silver onto this nice pretty blue that we just painted. But there's a lot like all back up on the undersides of this thing and everything that are going to need to be silver. So let's get started. I like silver metallic paint. It's a paint that it covers very well. Our little issue with the primer earlier, you don't have to worry about that with silver metallic. It's a paint that's gonna cover whatever color you're trying to lay it down on top of. And I painted most of the front side of this thing. It's more the inside of it now that we're trying to fix. Alright, sorry, I just kind of zoned out for a second looking at metal wires. I'm like itching to get to that hour and a half mark and paint that red and get this thing really looking like Spider-Man. But I mean, it looks great. I like how it looks, but I think I'm gonna probably keep the other one, the colors I've already done it. Just kind of have two different versions of Spider-Man. I don't need to make them look like twins. You only play one on the table at a time anyway, but it's nice to have a little variety. And you know what? You can paint things. You can paint things however you want to. Like make them yours. You can put your take on 'em. You could paint a pink Spider-Man if you wanted to. Uh, I personally probably would go a little more traditional, but whatever floats your boat, you can do it. Yeah, there's a ghost spider in Spider Man. She's got a lot of pink on her and everything. So we got a dark Spidey and we got a light Spidey. Story, and I'm sticking to it. We're making art, folks. We can do it however we choose to interpret it. Strange. I've been watching Pete and Pete on DVD. 90s show. Probably not many people even know what that is. It's a very, very brief moment in early 90s history that show was played. It only had 3 seasons. But it was just a good time in my childhood to be watching television. D. We got that D painted up, folks. D. Enough spillage of silver paint onto it. And I'm trying to get, all the bars, that are inside of it and everything. Let's just paint the whole freaking letter and stop trying to dance around the issue. makes the life a lot simpler. Yeah, like I said, I think it's gonna take longer to do the base than the figure. There's a lot of detail going on here. Have to paint a sign. I have to paint an explosion. There's a lot going on this base. A very, very dynamic figurine here that we got. Right. Get the sign done. I'm glad that decided to go ahead and just give up and paint um the sign silver because I'm noticing other parts of the like poles that are holding it up that I am intending to paint silver that I had not noticed that I had not gotten the silver on yet until I painted the I painted this the sign, and then it's like all of the underlying poles that are still black kind of really stick out. You can see them. So that was a good call. I hadn't even noticed this whole little section up behind the trumpet here, but good little amount of good little amount of silver that needs to be painted there. Okay, Whitey McMahon. Spider-Man. Question posed: who's my favorite Spider-Man? I probably would have to go with the Tobey Maguire. Um, what do you guys think? Who may be watching? Which one is your favorite Spider-Man movie actor? I didn't see the Andrew Garfield ones till kind of recently, really. I kind of missed all those um, in the theaters, but it was shortly before, I guess, the last Spider-Man. I watched all of them because I had an idea that they were going to be making an appearance in the movie. So I wanted to go see what all of the movies were about. Same thing with Batman. I haven't watched the newest Flash movie, but I do know that like George Clooney and Michael Keaton make appearances in it as Batman. They're going to do kind of the multiverse stuff where you see different features and different versions of Batman. They kind of a little late to the punch. DC or Marvel beat him to that, doing something like that with doing Spider-Man. But it'd be pretty cool to see. I haven't seen that movie, and it didn't do too well in the theaters. So we'll see what happens with it when I go see it. But I'm a pretty big fan of all that sort of stuff, so it'd be pretty hard for me not to like it. Seeing a lot of black up under here that I need to paint. Approaching that hour and a half mark, aren't we? We get to the red on Spider-Man, make him really look like Spider-Man at that point. These letters that I've just painted silver, they're going to have red over top of them as well. But it's not going to be the same red that I paint on Spider-Man. It's going to be a different color. I think I need to keep the other version of Spider-Man in those colors just as a reminder to me on why you don't paint, uh, why you don't use dark, why you don't use black primer with your contrast paints. I'm just amazed at how different these things look. Yeah, it's ending up like I got these minis already. They're like a used set. I got them already put together and primed and with magnets on them. The magnets that they used were too large to where when I put them on my metal shelves, the magnets were so large that they separate from the glue that was glued them onto the bottom of the minis, and so I've ended up replacing the magnets on them. And now it's also looking like on a lot of these, I'm going to go back over and reprime them in a different color too. So a lot of this great work that I thought was done for me already is not not quite. I love getting minis that are already put together and then um, that have the primer on, and if they got magnets, that's a plus. But just having them already put together and then the primer, um, that's great. It gets a lot of the work done, a good chunk of the work done for you. And assembling them and putting uh, the primer on, I mean, that's just a spray can. It's not. I don't feel like it's really something that's a super artistic portion of doing these. I feel like it's something that you can have someone else do for you and easily still do all the painting and making it personalized and putting your touch on it. Um, but getting them already primed and put together is nice. Uh, but it sucks that the primer that is on a lot of mine is black. I'm gonna have to go rethink what I'm doing on that, especially if I'm using contrast paints on them. It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, the other paints, the non-contrast paints, they kind of cover it pretty good. But okay, just trying to look through. There's so many like doing this little thing. There's just so many like pieces to it. Like the back sides of it. There's a lot of pipes, a lot of poles, whatever you want to call them. A lot of different angles and sides of it to hit. Maybe one of the more detailed pieces of this is the little sign. I still got to go with a black pen and trace out every single web line on Spider-Man. Now that might beat this as far as being more detailed work, but hopefully with using a marker, um using my really really fine tip marker, that'll take some of the agony out of doing that small detail work. I'm kind of looking at this from all angles, and you end up spotting when you look at it from one side, you think you got it done, and then you look at it from another side, and you notice another area you need to paint. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies hidden here. Ay, 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 doom, doom, doom. All right. Don't see much on the, looking at it from the backside and all that. About out of paint and what I put out, but I'm gonna need more anyway because I gotta do this like the sewer cover and the manhole and the like drain grate. So I'm gonna have to put some more down. Ay, 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 boom, boom, boom. Most strange. All right. So I got the silver pretty good now. Oh, look at that. That's that. The B. Forgot the B. We gotta put some more paint down because it's drying up, and I got to do the manhole and the grate. So there's plenty more to do other than just the B. The Daily B. There's so much detail on these bases, man. They're a whole nother world compared to what I was doing with Legion. Like Legion just throws some mud on there, paint the mud, and you're done. But there's so much more detail on these Crisis Protocol guys with just the bases. Feel like we're really making art here, guys. We're really creating something. I like it. Hmm? Well, looks like I just got 3. Quiet night tonight. I've been gone. I mean, I had COVID, so I've been gone for 2 weeks, and so people kind of, you know, start watching other stuff, forget about you. So it'll get a few more weeks. People will come back around, I hope. Splatter. Yeah, I got a lot of water in. Well, wash the brush. That's why I got a lot of water in the brush right now. Splatter that metallic paint everywhere. Not cool. Hey, look at that dog hairs. What a shocker. Alright. Some of that extra water I was carrying in the brush. Making this go on a little bit easier now. Yeah, and this is a very bright silver right now, but I am going to hit it with some Nuln Oil to sort of dinge it up a little bit, darken it up. So this is just really the first step. Alright. Done with silver on the pole and the sign there, the little satellite dish. That's all. We got all of our silver that we want on that. Next, I've got to do the silver on this grate. Got spilled a good bit of the other paint on there, but I really didn't care because I knew I was going to paint it silver anyway. And silver covers really well on whatever you put it on. So it's just like whatever, and just kind of painted the whole thing there in my deck tan color, and just figured I'd go back over it with silver, cover it back up anyway. See, watch this. That's all deck tan. Hey, look, not anymore. Look how much of that rubbed off. Like, I painted that all deck tan. Just in me. I don't need to even try to fix that yet. See that? All that black right there? I mean, that was all. I painted all that deck tan, but in moving this around and doing it, it's peeled that off. So there's no need to really. There's no need for me to even worry about painting that base so much just yet until I get this thing. I got a lot more to go before before it's anywhere close to being finished on the base. I'm dreading this this doing this explosion. Like, I've never painted like flames and smoke before. This is gonna be something new. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. Mr. Spider-Man doing things because a spider can. I'm not even worried about like. Yeah, I haven't painted this little part of it yet because I just ran out of paint in the pot. I'm not even worried about doing it because I mean it's going to rub off from me, handling this thing. We'll just wait on the other spots. So we'll just wait till do that last. But I can go ahead and do this. The silver detailing. Paint up the manhole cover and do this little grate. I'm just kind of waiting for the what you call it. Waiting for some of this white to dry that I did on touch up before I throw the red on. So we can finally see what Spider-Man I see Spider-Man starting to look like Spider-Man. Switch to my smaller detail brush to try to doing this great without touching some spots that I don't want to. But be able to switch back to. I think I can switch back to my big brush now and knock that sucker out. And I say big brush, it's not that much bigger, it's just a little bit bigger than my fine detail brush. What is this, a 2? Yep, this is a 2, size 2 brush for my main work here. Hey, Mommy Strange! So I need a little bit more to do this manhole cover. But I don't know. Just ran out of paint in the pot. I don't know that I even want to do that yet because it's going to be a touch up. It's going to be. I mean, the way it's coming off from me handling this, I'll be handling this. There's no point in doing it yet. I'll be holding it right here to work on this stuff. So we'll just use up the silver that I've got in the pot to finish this little drain grate. Call quits on the silver till we get to working on final. Alrighty, what else have we got here? There we go. Yeah, we're at an hour and a half. Sweet. Perfect. Just finished the silver. We can touch that up later. It needs a little touching up on the grate a little, but just ran out of paint in the pot. Just used it all. Not gonna replenish it. So we can touch that up when we get there. But let's do the exciting part. Let's put our red on our Spider-Man. He's gonna really start to look like Spider-Man now. Excited. I'm just gonna use my number 2 brush first. Well, you know what? Let's use my small detail. Because these little edges around his boot. This is 100%. 100%. flip there, and then I'll switch to my larger brush. Careful the way you sling that brush around, almost just like on my exit stroke, I almost rubbed up against something I shouldn't have there. Switch to larger brush and knock this boot out. Got the cuff already. Man, this contrast paint on white, man, it looks good. This looks like Spider-Man, folks. Like, looks so good. I'm glad I didn't just like go gung ho and just keep painting both of them all the same colors. Like, and just like, yeah, we gotta step back and fix this before we do both of them. All right, there's one leg. Look at that. These colors look awesome. Strength. Fighter booties are getting there. Fighter booties are getting there. To switch to fine detail brush in a second. Very close to as much as I can do right there, I think. Alrighty. Switching to fine detail brush. Fine detail on butte, as in boots, not buttocks. Spider buttocks is blue. We all know that. We've been over this. It's close in there. Got it. All right, the boots are done. Looks like Spider-Man to me. Looks a lot better than a lot better than my other version. Oh. All right, we got a fine detail, which is perfect. We got to do this little tiny belt. You can see that white streak there. We got to do that. Got to do the spider belt, and then this little spider emblem on his back. That's gonna be all small detail work. So stick with small brush. Whoops, just got a little on his spider booty. That's okay. It actually doesn't look bad. We'll probably want to touch it up, but it's not that bad. It honestly just looks like a little bit of shading on his rear end. Come on. Trying to coax the paint on around here. Telling it to come on and not stain where I don't want it to go. Coming on around up his abdomen now. Oh, this contrast paint, man. Sorry. That was painting away off camera. It happens. I'll have to touch up this little black spider on his chest again. These colors are perfect. This is Spider-Man right here. This is what you think of when you these are the colors you think of when you think of Spider-Man. Bright, bright comic booky colors. Small details here, trying to get around. Oh, I just see some blue that I completely missed. Maybe I'll have to come back and get that. I missed like half of his arm. But we'll go ahead and just keep working away with our red. Around to the hands now. He's kind of. This is the more difficult hand to paint of the two because he's holding a white web in his hand, and you don't want to get that. You don't want to get red paint on the white web. Switch to a larger brush for all of this, really. It's just this hand here. It's a little more space to work in. Dude, I'm having so much fun. Like, it's just so fun with these bright colors. So different than what I've been painting for the past year. And then having these whole like, little landscape scenes as well. It's just like, it's really enjoyable. Like, it's like a little mini work of art. Like, they're a lot more detailed than the just at the scale I'm painting. They just have a lot more detail to them than the smaller models that I've been painting. But yeah, I'm having a really good time working with this. Seeing some of my heroes come to life. What's going on out in the world? Anything fun? Just working away over there. Mm, Trying to not paint this white web. It's going pretty good. Mm. All right, I think I can switch to a larger brush now for most of the rest of this. Well, spoke too soon. He's got a working and lurking. I like it. I like it. Lurks are appreciated. Hmm. Switch back to my larger brush. Now that I've finished all this detail around his hand. Don't worry about getting red paint on the web anymore. Switch to my larger brush and knock out some of these. Whoopsie. Screwed up. Get that off of my finger. Yeah, I haven't painted this part yet. Like it needs to be blue. So I messed up seeing the white and just went to town painting red. But that actually has got to be blue over there. I haven't. I missed it coming around. When I was painting blue. Looks like the underside of his arm right there. I gotta come back and fix that. Get the spider neck. Come around this other arm. In detail in a second. I got a little spot to hit. I've been looking at some of the Batman miniature stuff, and there's like the Joker and his whole like gang and of clowns and everything. It just looks like that would be really fun to paint a bunch of clowns, really, really kind of bright pinks and purples and um, yeah, different for sure. All right, I'm gonna switch back to fine detail in a second. I gotta get around the eyeballs without getting um oh shit, I should have done it sooner. I just did it. I'm gonna have to go back and touch the eyeballs up again. Funny, I'm sitting there talking about it, not doing it. I need to switch, and then I don't, and that's what happens. Now I'll have to come back and put a little more white in the eyeballs to cover up where I just got red in there. But I think the black's okay. It's just the little red in where I shouldn't have into the white. Funny, I was just saying I would need to switch brushes and boom, look what I did. I didn't switch and I paid the price as I was talking about switching. Just keep it painted half of his face red, half of him white, make it like Two-Face, Spider-Man version of Two-Face. Sense though, so we're not going to do that. Meow 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 meow. Right, we're getting there, folks. Spider-Man is starting to really take shape. It was a very good decision of me to go back and base him white after seeing how the other one turned out, because this looks awesome. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, I was like, I'm almost done. I gotta paint the freaking spider on his back. That's a little bit of detail work on that. Won't exactly be a walk in the park, but it won't be that hard either. A walk in the Peter Parker. Ha 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 ha. Get it? Spider-Man joke. Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Well, you see, this joke originates because no. Yeah, it's not funny when you have to explain your jokes. They're not that great. I will have to go back and paint this spider on his chest again. It's just I didn't even paint it. It's the black primer is all it is. I was just kind of seeing how it would come out. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna be coming in with my black marker and working on the um doing all these lines and everything. I'll probably end up Just using that on the spider as well. So now all I got here is I gotta finish this. Doing, you can see this white. I gotta do this belt around, and then this spider on his back, and then I forgot that I didn't get this whole like half of his arm that needs to be blue. Um, but we're getting there. We're just about done with our red. As you know, Spider-Man is primarily blue and red, so Spider-Man is getting close to being done. Of the figure, anyway. I got a lot to do on painting the little scene that he's on. Did a bad job right there on this booty. Spilled a lit red over there, and just gonna have to paint over it. Get some more blue out and fix it. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? You just got to do this little spider on his back now. That's going to be a little bit of a detail monster. The little arms are the little 8 legs of the spider are very small. Dive right in, and you're probably not be able to see it because of the way um, this little. You're gonna have to believe me that that's what I'm working on. Small details, folks. Very small details. Yeah. That's tiny. Make sure I'm not showing any parts white is the important part. Oh no, I'm getting red all over. I'm hitting the freaking all that stuff I painted silver. Hitting it with it's definitely like that one that I did in the darker colors. It really didn't matter that much with the red and the blue, like getting around the edges because it was dark, and so if you miss a little spot, I don't even know because The dark colors, you don't see it. But on this one, if you miss something, you definitely see the white shining through. So just trying to go and make sure that I at least cover everything. Now I gotta go fix his arm. Like I totally missed like half of the arm. Just thanks. Yeah, he's looking awesome. I'm really pleased with how he's coming out. Um, what we got? What we got? Check something real quick. All right. Um. So yeah, I missed this whole little. See all that white? I missed like half of his arm, just the underside of his arm, and I'm afraid I'm gonna have to touch it up. So we'll see how that goes. Bit of my get a little bit of this white on there. Of bleed action with red. Just a dog by, yeah. Got that song in my head, man. Alrighty. So we just need to fix this blue. I need to use small detail. See a little bit of red I need to fix as well. Just a little dot. That will take a second. Just half of an arm that I just left completely white. Probably have to come back with the red and get the, do right up on the edge to get the edge right. Bugs are attracted to all this light that I've got going on from streaming. They're like committing suicide, throwing themselves up against the windows outside right now. Like, guys, don't worry about it. It's just light. Killing yourselves. I got a little bit of spillage on the rear end with the red. So I was trying to just cover it with blue. But that's not going to work. I'm going to have to fix that. I'm going to have to put a little Corax white on top of it and redo the rear. We'll wait on that. Stuff like that. It's like start doing little touch-ups like that. It's like you might end up. I mean, I've got a lot of other stuff to paint on here, or I might end up hitting it again. And so there's no point in doing touch-up like that until you're pretty much finished, and then you go back and fix little stuff like that. Where was that spot? Some spots I saw. Oh yeah. But I do go and fix stuff where I see white where I have not painted it. Little spots that I missed. Sorry, I'm like completely off camera on. Okay. All right. I think we're at a good stopping point for the evening. I don't really feel like tackling this, trying to figure out how to paint this whole explosion up just yet. I finished the model itself, Spider-Man, with his blacks and his blues anyway. Another big part that's going to take me a while on him is I've got I have this marker. It's called a Gundam marker. Used for painting Gundam models. It's a very, very fine tip point, and I'm going to come in here and all this web all over him. I'm going to come in here and just trace them all with this black marker. Be a lot easier than trying to paint it, that's for sure. So I'm going to do that. Then we got to do all this basing, but I'll probably, I don't know, I might do the marker first next time I work on it, and then start trying to tackle the basing a little bit more. But man, this looks awesome. It's like made a lot of progress tonight. Just another look. I've shown you this several times, but these are the exact same paints. This one is done over a white base coat. This one is done over a black primer, and so you can see just how much of a difference the primer coat makes up under your base coat. So man, I really like this one a lot better. I don't know. I'm gonna finish it and then decide if I want to do this one over or not. But very, very pleased with how this one has come out, and we'll just keep rolling with it and then decide if I want to go redo this one or not. I don't know. It'll take a while to I mean, I'd have to just start from scratch, just paint it white again, and then do what we just did tonight. It took me, 2 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes to do that. So painting everything white again too. You're probably looking at another 3.5 hours of work to get this one to the point where this one is right now. Of course, I did spend a good amount of time, 30 minutes or so on this, so probably 3 hours of work still, I would guess. But anyway, thanks for hanging with me tonight. Appreciate it, and I'm glad that I'm glad to be back and working on these little guys. Kind of kept out with COVID for the past 2 weeks. I haven't done anything, so it's good to get back on here. And thanks so much for hanging out tonight. We'll be back on Thursday to work on Spider-Man some more. You can see his hand up there in the corner right there. Give me a high five, Spidey. Thanks. Be back on Thursday to work on Spider-Man some more and hopefully get him about knocked out. So thanks so much for watching. Enjoyed hanging out with you guys tonight, and we'll see you next time right here on